What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke aka Dansg08 here, and this is a quick update video after the back of some good news I received from Sony. So those of you guys that have been following the channel and on social media will know that, as always, with any big release, I do my best to see if I can try and get an early review copy so that I can prepare content and potentially work on movie version stuff if it's a game that I'm interested in doing that for. And of course, The Last of Us 2 was one such release, and I was doing everything I could to try and get myself an early copy of the game so that I could kind of join in with the mad rush on release day when everyone was going to be uploading it, and to obviously get the game to you guys as quickly as possible to see what this hype is all about and to see if it really is going to live up to the first game. So it was a little bit of a roller coaster. I won't go into details, but long story short, I ended up being able to get an early copy of the game from Sony. So a huge thank you to Sony for sending me the game, really appreciate it. That means that even though it's not like a super early release, I get at least a few extra days to start getting to work on this game and hopefully prepare some content. So a lot of people have been asking me about the movie version of The Last of Us 2. The first one is literally far and away the most popular content I ever made on the channel, and so it's understandable that there's a lot of people that are curious about whether I'm going to make the sequel. And thanks to this, especially thanks to this early copy, the answer is of course yes. I will be putting in the time to try and get that movie version out to you guys fairly soon. But because it's an early copy and not a super early copy, and I don't want to absolutely just completely just rush it and just do like a total rush job of it, it won't be out on release. So on Friday, the 19th is when the game comes out, but there's pretty much zero chance of the movie being finished by then. It will probably take until maybe early the next week for me to get it done, because I do, of course, I'd love to have like 2 months to do it and end up making the most amazing version that I can to the best of my abilities, but I think I have to try and find a sweet spot where of course I need to try and meet the demand of a new release and all the people that's going to be searching for it, while also not going so extreme that I really just half-ass it and just scramble together a bunch of cutscenes and just upload it like that. So of course I'm going to try my best to give it the Dansg08 movie experience, and that will be coming to the channel. So anyone that's been waiting for the movie, I can happily announce that I will be making it. Look out for it and stay tuned. In terms of the actual playthrough, that's going to happen too, of course. And based on the rules that I have, of course, I don't tend to upload like a huge amount of content on release day anyway. It's just not how I run my channel, and it's not how I have my schedule and my workload set up. So The Last of Us is not going to be any different. It's not going to be like me uploading 30 parts in the first 3 days. It will likely be maybe like 3 parts as soon as the embargo lifts, which is on Thursday. So Thursday UK time will be when the embargo lifts. I'll probably upload 3 episodes. The first episode will be an hour, like I always try to do with new releases. So that'll be a first hour, and then I'll probably upload episode 2 and 3 like later on the same day. And I'll probably maintain a similar sort of pace that I do for new releases, where for the first few days I'll drop a couple of episodes a day and then probably slow it down to 1 episode. Now, because this game probably is longer than the first, but it's not going to be like RPG length, so we're not talking, I'm pretty certain we're not talking like a 40-50 hour game here. The LP will be finished much more quickly than some of the usual stuff, so it's not going to take me like 3 months to get through. Hopefully within a few weeks I think I should have uploaded the entire LP. So that's how it's going to be. The movie version, I'm going to be focusing hard on that, trying my best to get it out as soon as I can, while not compromising heavily on the quality and the editing. And in terms of the LP, it's going to be the same kind of thing that you guys would have been used to from like Death Stranding or Final Fantasy VII Remake or any of the other releases that I've covered on the channel. So I'm really excited to be playing. All I've done so far is I've just seen the reviews. I know that at least in terms of things like Metacritic, it is just as good as the first game. A lot of people giving it 10 out of 10s, calling it a masterpiece. I've seen a lot of tweets. And I think it's so widespread now that I honestly just I don't have a reason to suspect that there's some kind of, you know, bias going on, or like, you know, Sony have tried to manipulate reviews so the game looks good. I mean, I really do think that it must be at the worst case a good game. I mean, maybe for me it's not going to be as good as the first, I don't know, but I really doubt that it's this big like conspiracy where the game actually sucks and Sony have been like, you know, either paying people or just like hiding bad reviews or whatever you want to call it. But I don't really have a tinfoil hat on for this one. I love the first game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I worked on the game, so I'm rooting for it to do well, and I have high expectations for what I'm going to play. In terms of the playthrough, I'm staying away from comments and all of that kind of stuff. I'm really just going to try my best to remain spoiler free. I don't want my experience to be spoiled, and hopefully I think you guys as well, especially if you've stayed spoiler free so far. If you're not able to play the game yourself and you're going to be like watching it through my channel, I'd advise you to stay away from the comments as well, because there's bound to be spoilers in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to enjoy the game, you know, be inside my little kind of bubble where I'm going to try and immerse myself as best as I can and get the most enjoyment that I can. Once again, because I'm going to start the game before release, I'm not going to have access to online resources about the game. So there's a chance I might miss things, I might not see things, I might not understand things the same way that I could if I was playing the game like a month after release. But that's just always part of the first blind playthrough experience. So really excited, hope you guys will enjoy it too. And in terms of the other content that's running on the channel, I'm going to do my best to keep my current schedule flowing. So Final Fantasy VII will continue to upload a new episode every day, and Nier Automata as well. So there's not hopefully going to be a slowdown in those, and we're really close to the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake. That should be happening, I think, probably early next week. I think like Tuesday next week, or Monday or Tuesday next week, something like that. And then from there on, that series will end for a little while. And once I'm done with all of this The Last of Us 2 business, then I'm probably looking to go back and do some of the stuff that I've missed. So there's probably like maybe another 5-10 episodes to go for the remake once I'm done with the main story. And Nier Automata is actually going to be a little bit longer than Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think, and that one is ongoing too. The only thing that's going to have a slight delay is the Final Fantasy X Pbirdmod mod, because of course the Last of Us is taking priority right now, and also because I actually recorded a first session in the Omega Ruins and fighting Geoscano, but me and Pbirdman had a chat about a few things. Because the Omega Ruins is like the final area where we're going to be encountering the hardest, most difficult storyline encounters in the game, there's a few things that I think we wanted to do a little bit differently, so he's going to rejig that while I'm playing The Last of Us 2, and then I'm going to be coming back and basically starting that session fresh and just seeing like what Pbirdman has done. So that's likely to be the final major tweak that he'll do. We particularly want to do it just because it really is the final area. Once I'm done with the Omega Ruins, it's going to be individual boss battles, so it's going to be a bit of a different situation. But in terms of an area that you actually go through and fight like repeated random encounters, it's the final frontier. So we just want to make sure that we can make it the best that we can. So not going to try and give it a mad rush and try and squeeze it into all of the shenanigans. It might take a week off. There's a good chance that it will be back on not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. But if there's going to be a slightly further delay, I'll let you guys know. But in the worst way, roughly 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks from now, the Pbirdman series will continue, and there's unlikely to be any further delays, and there should be new content for it every week from then on. So those are the updates. I just wanted to let people know that I did manage to get The Last of Us 2 early. I'm really excited, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the content that comes out for it. Stay away from spoilers, keep an open mind, and just see how it's going to play. Let's see what this is going to be all about. I trust in general that the reviews are strong enough to make me think that it can't be a terrible game. But is it just going to be a good game, or is it going to be a great game? Is it going to be a masterpiece? That remains to be seen. So join me soon for The Last of Us 2 content. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.